So a little bit more. Go ahead and push it. You can see this is. Anyway.
Aren't you live, babe?
Yeah, we're live. We're still live. It's perfect. That's good. Yeah. Perfect. So good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. Hope you're having a fantastic day. So I'm having some help with my video setup and everything by my girlfriend Maxine. She's awesome and doing a fantastic job so far. She should not be nervous. So today, this is more of a lesson for me than it is something I want to teach or share about. A lot of stuff has happened and will happen within the next coming years, both good and bad. The reason I bring this up is because ratings, for those of us that have side work, side businesses, say do DoorDash, Uber Eats, so on and so forth, you can't let the ratings of those affect you. The reason I bring this up, as many of you know, I do DoorDash part-time. Just because I think it's fun. It's a lot of fun to run deliveries out to other people, and so on and so forth. Now, when it comes to ratings, up until about a week ago, I had a 5-star rating because I was nice, polite, and did everything that you're supposed to. I had a very unique customer. This part I'll keep short. Very unique customer. She was not the happiest because she was the second on my route. The reason for it, I don't know. She was probably having a bad day, woke up on the wrong side of bed, whatever. But she left me a 1-star rating. And so it dropped me down to a 4.64, which, for me, I am an overthinker. So I overthink everything. And the past little bit, I've been trying to figure out how I can change it, how I can get it to a higher rating, what I can change, so on and so forth. And with the help from both Maxine and my mom, my idea was to follow what they say and to not let it get to me, to not take it personally, to just let it go. It's something that was in the past and it is in the past. I cannot fix it nor change it. So with that being said, when stuff doesn't go your way, when you're upset, when you're flustered, don't let it get to you. Everything around you does happen for a reason, yes, but it does not have to be bad. It does not have to be negative. So this next week, what I'm going to be working on is taking it, making sure I don't take anything personally, and I don't overthink. There was a quote, a gentleman that I listened to recently. He was quoting from a book. I believe it was a children's book, and it goes like this. There's a young boy in a forest. He said that he couldn't see where he was going. An elephant asked him what was wrong, and the young boy said, well, I can't see where I'm going. I can't see the path. The elephant spoke to him again and asked, can you see your next step? The boy said yes. The elephant then replied and said, take your next step. Don't worry about the rest of the way. Just focus on your next step. And listening to that comment and that quote, I realized, and I realize now as well, I focus on the long-term goal. I don't look at the next step. I don't watch where I need a step to make it to where I want to. I just try and jump to the outcome. And in business, in sales, in every part of our life, we should not be jumping, we should not be racing ourselves to that next step. We should be patient. We should look and watch where we're going. Like I was telling my team a couple weeks ago, you'll feel more achieved, more accomplished when you get to the point where you're struggling and you don't know where to turn, and then you look back and see how far you've made it. With my team, speaking with them, what brought this up was personal fitness. And it was actually a good time for us to talk about it because there's weight that I want to lose, and I'm working on it right now. I'm working to change my diet, change my eating habits, and change my workout routine so that I can start losing the weight that I want to. But speaking with them, we were all kind of hard on ourselves because we've gained a little bit of weight, except for one young guy that I have who is pretty much skin and bones, and he's complaining that he's not putting on any weight. So with that aside, they came up with the idea of wearing weighted vests. And I told them, I explained to them what has to happen, what parts of our bodies we need to make sure are strengthened, so that if we do wear them, we're not hurting ourselves. And I began this motivational speech that I've heard and wanted to share with them about looking back, looking on your progress. Because we all start somewhere. For example, I'm 26. 26 years ago, I was a little kid that couldn't talk, could barely walk, and didn't know how to chew solid foods. You can imagine the past 26 years that has changed. I'm not saying that I grew up. Yes, I'm still a little kid at heart. As Maxine's laughing in agreement to that. But I have come a long way. The past 2 years I have to say, they have been life-changing. For me, for the better. The last 2 years, I've learned so much. There's a lot about business, a lot about finance, buying assets, retaining assets that I didn't know 3 years before. You give me a paycheck, I'd be like, okay, well, I'm going to set so much aside. The rest I can spend, the rest I can use for food, insurance, car, whatever. Now it's, okay, I'm putting this much into my stocks, I'm putting this much into my cryptocurrency, I'm putting this much into my savings, and I have this much to spend. And this is after insurance has been taken out, car payments, bike payment, and the amount that I have to pay for rent. So it's a small portion of my paycheck, but it's helping me get the assets that I want. It's helping me reach my goals. And 2 years ago, I didn't have the goals that I have now. 3 years ago, they were completely different. 8 years ago, 8 years ago in 2014, everything I would share to those around me, those I served with, those I was with in Japan, I was hoping and aiming to be a physician, an OD to be exact. And the craziest part, along those 8 years, a lot has changed. Do I still want to be a doctor? Do I still want to be a heart surgeon? It's something I'd love to learn, something I'd love to do, but right now I don't think so. I enjoy working with my hands. I love learning. I love sharing what I learn. And sometimes I will share too much of what I've learned or share not enough. I love talking. I love sharing experiences. A lot of what I have to do, though, both at work and other responsibilities I have, is to listen. When it comes to learning, speaking, teaching, or listening, I would rather listen, because you learn a lot more about a person, about their experiences, and about what you're trying to achieve. So when you listen to a person and you actively listen, you can ask them questions about what they're going through, about their life, about you, anything really. And it'll be more meaningful to that person than it would be to just listen to them, just to go, oh yeah, okay, sure. For me, yes, I do have those fillers. I say, yeah, okay, no, I understand, I get that, and a few others, but I am actually listening. So when it comes down to it, I can repeat back to them what they shared, or as I was about to say Ross, that's not right. As a gentleman that I'm studying from, he was a negotiator, shares to summarize what they're saying in your own words. And so I'll do that a lot of the time. So with that, thank you for watching. The reason I do these streams, one, to share my thoughts, to share my ideas, my concerns, different concepts with you guys, but it's also to get my mind off of other things, other topics. For example, not taking things personally. Because I overthink, I take things personal all too often. So this week, over the course of the next 7 days, I will work on not overthinking, not taking things personally. And that'll be a real test. Skills such as scheduling are helping me out with that, because I was able to sit down for about 30-40 minutes and schedule with Maxine what we're going to do this next week. And so we'll see where it goes, how it goes, and what we can do. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I do have to start getting ready for my other job. And with that being said, I will see you tomorrow. So thank you guys again. Have a great day, and see you next time.